Good morning, guys. How we doing? All seven of us this morning. Morning, Dave, Ali, MacBot, Albu, Nima. Thanks for tuning in. Looks like it's going to be a small crew for the meantime. Just so you guys can see, I have reset the combine. So, fresh combine. This is the one. This is the one. I am tired of these combines. I'm tired of this thing. Absolutely tired of it. Yeah, I'm sure people will filter in, Nima. That's normally how it goes. I don't expect, obviously, huge numbers currently. Need to start hitting some bigger trades for that to happen. Yeah, Cade, this is the one. So we had news this morning. Jobless claims. Actually, less people were jobless, which typically the market doesn't like, but we pumped on that. So I just think it's a little bit of a correction. My key level today is going to be this 18,200. The only way I'm going to be looking long today is going to be if I start seeing price hold this 200 level. If I see failures here, I'll be taking the shorts back down. Yeah, Chuck, we're gonna get through this thing. This will probably be my last attempt at a 50K though, with the current market conditions and how volatile everything is. I don't want to trade micros. I just haven't traded micros in years. I prefer the minis. I like the quick moves. I think it can be done. It just might have to be done on a bigger account. I might just have to go to 150K rather than a 50K. But we'll give this one last try. See what we can do. We'll look at the 30-minute here. Yeah, so I mean, if we start holding this level, we could play it back up into that 400 level. Mason texting me, making sure I have the music on. Yeah, let me get some music for you guys here real quick. Let me know if you can hear it. That should be good now. Yeah, Albu, the 150K is where it's at. Speaking of Albu, let's see what he's got going on for his levels today. So all his buy areas are well below 18K. This roughly lines up with that 18.2. So I like this sell price. We're currently above it, above his second sell price. And then the upside target would be his last sell area there. Yeah, it's kind of crazy how we get roughly the same levels, entirely different approaches. Albu's levels are German engineered. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Might have to put my glasses on. Things are a little bit blurry this morning. A little bit blurry. Markets are open. Yeah, I'm not going to go against Albu's levels. Albu, speaking of which, I watched a video last night that Banana Bread put out, and apparently he's got an indicator. I don't know. I think it might only be for Quant Tower. I'm not sure, but that actually plots those levels on your chart for you. You might have to do a deep dive into his channel, but I did see something on there last night. Hey Donna, welcome. Good morning. Yeah, guys, my heat map has been glitchy this morning, so if this DOM goes out, I may have to reload my charts. Yeah, it's like it had something to do with the option strike prices and plotting them on your charts. It's still just whipping around too much for me to take this short, but if price holds under 200, the short is definitely in play. Yeah, guys, give the video a thumbs up for me if you could. I appreciate all the support, obviously. Mason and I were talking last night about how much work all this is and trying to come up with different content ideas. So if you guys have any videos, we were discussing like a Quant Tower setup video. If you guys have any ideas that you'd like me to see for more long form content, like tutorials or whatever, let me know. Morning, Phoenix. Welcome. Yeah, yesterday was rough mentally for me. It was taxing. It's becoming very frustrating to just continue to lose on these live streams. How to make money for free in 2024. Yeah, I see all these other YouTubers saying turning a penny into, you know, however many thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars. Yeah, we got to do something to build the subscriber count up. And the easiest way to do that is going to be to probably, unfortunately, eliminate a day or two on the live streaming and do more long form tutorial type comments or content, not comments. How to buy a Lambo. I will never own a Lamborghini. It will never happen. I would feel absolutely ridiculous. While it'd be fun to test drive, I would feel ridiculous actually owning a Lamborghini. I'm not one of these all eyes on me kind of guys. Despite the fact that I'm on camera live streaming. Yeah, guys, I mean, I live stream for you, you know. I don't do this for me. I'm perfectly content just sitting back in my room and making my money quietly, not on camera. Oh, Chuck, yeah, you want like strategy type videos? Yeah, the tutorial videos, they just seem to get more views. You know, like a Quant Tower setup video just seems to get more views, more eyeballs. But we got to get that subscriber count up. I mean, we're 1/5 of the way there. I think last I checked, we had 104 subs. But in order to get monetized and to get Mason a little bit of reward for all the hard work that he's doing, it's that's the first step. And then ideally, even to show ads on your videos, you have to have, I think it's 1,000 subscribers, if I remember correctly. And so many watch hours as well. The watch hours will come. I mean, these live streams, I'm generally on for an hour or two, and there's enough viewers to log hours. And if I'm on every day, I mean, we'll get there fairly quickly on the watch hours. I'm not really worried about that. Yeah, Chuck, it is that, like, especially right now with the volatility, confirmation is kind of hard. It's almost like you just have to trust the level. And wing it. For instance, if you look at your 1 minute right now, it's a reclaim below 200, and that one red doji that we just printed, it came up, tested, but it's almost instantaneous smack. That would be an ideal entry for that 200 short. And it would have given you, well, let's see, nearly 50 points, 50 points. Morning, Casper. Welcome. Let's try to have a better day, yeah, than yesterday. Looks like we're probably going for a VWAP test. I'll be watching this 100 level. We saw some reactions here yesterday. Nice, Sanders. Did you catch that 200 short? Oh, good, Chris. I'm glad all that got worked out. I know you were worried about it. Yeah, take those payouts. Take those payouts. That's why we're doing this. Yeah, you shorted above 200. I like it. That 220 short was a good entry. But see, this has been the problem lately, is these opens have just been a chop of these major levels. Like, we're right back at 200 right now. Which is where I've been getting burned. Looks like we got 17 people in here currently. Yeah, Chuck. I mean, those would be relatively easy to film. I mean, my strategy is simple. Execute off the levels. Look for reclaim holds or rejections at the levels. Break and retests. That's what I look for. I mean, you can use delta flips and stuff like that for confirmation, added confirmation. But sometimes I don't even need to see delta to see what's going on. Yeah, Nima, it's I mean, you post the bigger trades are what the non-traders want to see. They want to see how quickly you can make lots of money. And unfortunately, it goes against, that thought process goes against how I trade. Because most days, despite what you guys are seeing on these live streams, I'm maybe taking 2 trades, 3 trades a day. I'm normally just sitting here. And if you guys are fine with me just sitting here and hanging out, you know, problem is those streams turn into 3-4 hours, and I'm not sure I want to be in front of a camera for that long live. Yeah, Donna, one on how I find the levels. Yeah, I could do that. That seems to be the one that I get requested the most, is how on earth do you find these levels? To me, it seems clear as day when I look at a chart, but I guess everybody's different, or doesn't know how to spot them. Honestly, once you see it, or once you see how I go through it, you'll sit back and go, oh man, how did I not see that before? And you'll be like, this is so easy. You can just ask MacBot. MacBot's done. He spots them relatively easy now. And they're not my levels. They're the market's levels. Has nothing to do with me. It's what the market is telling you. Yeah, we're chilling, guys. I mean, that 200 rejection was the play. Yeah, I mean, I had a few of you guys reach out to me yesterday saying that you were fine just hanging out. There is that pressure on this side to, like, perform, kind of, I guess. Entertain. I'm very laid back, very mellow kind of personality. So the entertaining side of things is not my forte. Yesterday was just a bad read on my part. I should have seen that bear flag on the higher time frame and known. In fact, when we were talking about it, I should have just drawn it on. It was pretty clear as day. Flat top at 400, ascending, and as soon as it broke the trend line here, I should have been short and wrote it down. But that's on me. Kept trying to long that 500 level and getting chopped up. I mean, what was my max run up yesterday? I swear I had a trade that went like $700 in profit, $800 in profit on another, over $1,000 in profit on another, and I let it come all the way back on me. Yeah, Phoenix, it's a little more laid back than what you're going to see. You're never going to see me throwing a temper tantrum or, you know, say somebody puts a negative comment in the chat. You're never going to see me react to those kinds of things. That's just not who I am. That's not what I do. It's not what I'm about. I like a drama-free life. I'll pay no attention to it. You know, eventually if people come after me, I'll pay no attention to that either. Could care less. As long as I'm taken care of financially and I'm in a good spot, regardless of what happens on stream, I'm fine with it. I can live with it. But I'm also not going to be one of those traders that sits here and loses on stream all the time and goes, oh, I made everything back off stream, which happens. I mean, it happens. Yeah, exactly, Nima. Yeah, I'm too old for the drama. I just don't pay any attention to it. The I told you so's and all that and the attacks. I'm not gonna pay any attention to them. If you're looking for an argument, I'm not the person to come at. I'll walk away from any argument. I'm not a politician. I don't like debates. I'm a terrible debater because I just sit there quiet and let the other person talk. No, Phoenix. Nima's a brother. I mean, all of you guys have good character. There's nothing that you guys could say that like if you're coming at me in any way, I take it as a joke. I'm not taking it serious, whether I respond to it or not. Looks like a little bounce off VWAP here. Yeah, Phoenix, I mean, hating really doesn't get you anywhere. All it does is make you more angry. I prefer to be happy. That's why, I mean, anybody that's making a living off of hating other people's success, I mean, get a life at that point. Why are you not happy for people succeeding? I want to see everybody succeed in life. Oh, yeah, Casper, I forgot. The Lions have their first preseason game tonight, don't they? I completely forgot. Not that the preseason matters. I mean, the starters are on the field for what, 3 plays? You know? Yeah, Phoenix, I never understood the hate. Like, I get guys like Iman Trading posting those hit pieces. That's how he's making his money currently. That's his business. People tune in. People want to see that kinds of thing for whatever reason. I'm just not ever going to do anything like that. For views, especially. Yeah, I know, Tenor. That's part of the game. I'd rather my honesty, my transparency. I'd rather build the community that way. You know, because it's not something that you get in the trading realm on YouTube. There are a few that are fairly transparent, honest. I'm obviously not going to name any names, but there are some good ones out there. And to me, it's fairly easy to see through, to see which ones are the real ones and which ones aren't. But either way, I'm not going to be hating on anybody. Yeah, Tenor. Those type of videos. Oh, thanks, Chuck. By the way, I did see your message. Those type of videos. Honestly, it's all about your editing. I've noticed the jump cut, the parabolic jumping around from clip to clip, sound effects, lots of sound effects. That type of editing, for whatever reason, and the short videos, like keep it under 5 minutes. Keep the viewer's attention, because a lot of the YouTube algorithm is based on viewer retention. So like these long live streams and stuff like that, we're really not going to benefit anything from these things other than us hanging out here, me hanging out with you guys. But Mason and I both enjoy doing it. It is just a lot of work though. And if you're not getting any kind of kickback from it other than, you know, personal satisfaction, eventually when do you draw the line and say, hey, this isn't worth my time anymore? You know? I mean, in Mason's case, he's got a job. He's got a day job. He's got school. He's got his own trading that he's still trying to learn, because that's what he wants to do. You know, how do you squeeze in 3-4 hours of video editing? My goal for this whole thing is so that he can just edit and trade and go and finish his degree, get his education. You know, the guy works really, really hard. You've seen the recap videos. He puts in a lot of time, a lot of effort. Yeah, he's got to deal with you, Nima. Yeah. Yeah, he's a hardworking young man, and he deserves it. He deserves to see the reward. And we'd like to produce great content for you guys, you know, stuff that's entertaining, stuff that makes you laugh, some more of the serious side of trading. You know, we'd like to expand what we're doing, but in order to do that, it's got to be generating some sort of revenue. You feel me? Well, guys, the ES is kind of pumping while the NQ is lagging behind. He can fade your trades, Nima. Yeah, Kevin, we've I'm not sure. I remember Mason saying that he started the TikTok page, but I'm not. Honestly, I haven't been recording. Maybe that's what I need to do. Maybe I need to just record all my trades and just be really selective about the ones that we put on places like TikTok, you know, the big winners. And kind of cheat the system a little bit just to get the subscriber count up. I don't like doing that, but Maybe you got to play the game a little bit. Just seems really slimy to do it that way. TikTok is your indicator? Yeah, Colin. I mean, Mason and I wanted to build this whole thing on honesty and integrity and transparency. And they would be real trades still. It wouldn't be like... It wouldn't be hidden. I mean, my account numbers are clearly visible with what I'm trading up here. You know? You would see if it was an Express account. You would see if it was a Combine. You would see if it was the practice account, because it would say right here. Granted, some of the numbers are hidden. But you can see that this is step 1, today's date, and then the rest of the account number. So it's visible to the people who are traders. They would know. Providing that they were observant. Yeah, Ollie hung in that short yesterday for a long time. For a long time. Yeah, I don't know what the line is, guys. Like, I've never done anything like this before. I don't even have personal social medias. WesleyEmeraldGate is the only one that has any form of social media. I don't have personal social medias. So I don't know what works, what doesn't. I never really paid attention to it. Prior to this, I was just doing my own thing. Yeah, a 30K sim trade. Yeah, I mean, we're well above 200 now. I mean, if we come back down to 220 and hold 220, I'm not opposed to the long. But we are pumping. But now you guys can see why I moved the 18K level up here. Because honestly, if we start holding below 80, we're heading back down. Below 18K. Yeah, Colin, Mason and I were talking about that last night. It is still being transparent, but maybe what we need to do with these things is just highlight the really big trades. You know, that's what people are going to want to see. The non-traders, that is. They're going to want to see me make $2,000 in 15 minutes or 20 minutes or however long those trades take. You know, unfortunately in this 50K combine, the max I'm going to make is $1,500 a day until I'm in the XFA. Once we're in the XFA, you can hold for those bigger targets. I mean, geez, look at the ES. Since news, the ES is currently up. Oh my goodness, what is that? 75 points? So 75 points in an hour and a half on the ES, that's a lot. That is a lot. But you guys can also see the majority of liquidity is still higher. I mean, you got blocks all the way up through the 300s. Let's see what's even higher than that. Is there anything down below? I mean, not as much as there is higher. So I would say this thing's probably going to continue up. Yeah, Kev, that 18.4. I mean, that's basically eliminating everything from yesterday that happened, if we get back there. Which is the trend recently. I mean, this entire move. If we get back up to 18.4, we're right back where we were. I mean, even on the overnight, speaking of break and retest, Chuck, even on the overnight, let me see if I could find it here on the 1 minute. Oh, didn't mean to move that. I don't even remember where this was. I'll fix it here in a minute. Yeah. So if any of you guys were watching the overnight down here, it was pretty clear that this 760 reclaimed, but it was even this 800 to 820 area. There were so many long opportunities there, but it was so heavy coming down into those levels that you couldn't take it. I don't know. I had a level here. I don't know where it went. What happened? Yeah, Colin. I mean, I'm definitely different than most of the other streaming traders. I'm never going to claim to know it all. I don't. I still have lots to learn. Speaking of which, guys, I sent out, I told you guys I do want to bring other traders on, and not a single one of you DM me. Not a single one of you. Does none of you want to come on and show your strategy? None of you want to come on and be live? If so, you're just going to get a heavy dose of MacBot. Because I eventually would like to highlight other traders, not just me. You know, so that they can show what works for them, what their strategies are. I mean, my strategy is not the only way to make money. Yeah, Ollie, I get it. I mean, trading live in front of people is scary. Especially if you have a camera on. You don't even have to have a camera on. You can do what Mason did, and just we can throw your charts up there. And I realize even that's intimidating and scary. But I do think it would also provide value to others, other beginning traders. Sanders, I just click buttons. That's not true at all. I've watched you trade long enough, Scott. Looks like we got 20 of you here, so it's probably all the same usual suspects. Yeah, Ethan, just reach out to me. I mean, there's some back end stuff that we have to work to get you guys on. It's easy, it's not hard. But reach out to either myself or Mason through DMs, or MacBot through DMs, and we'll coordinate something. We'll try to get something on the schedule, something that works for the both of us. Yeah, Chuck, I agree. Because there are certain things that, you know, it is really an intuition kind of thing. You know, I'm not an indicator-based trader. So I do need, like, A, B, C to line up with expectation of X, Y, Z happening. Like, for instance, if you watch the recap video that Mason put out, I think it was yesterday. My days are all blurring together. Correct me if I'm wrong, Mason. There was a trade that I missed because it missed my limit order by like 2 or 3 points at the 18K to 1820. And I laid out prior to what, when we were a ways away from that level, going into that level, what I wanted to see. And it played out to a T. Nearly. I just had my limit order too low. It missed me by like 2 points. And then proceeded to run over 100 points in about, I don't know, 2 minutes. But price did exactly what I wanted it to. Exactly what I said it was going to do. Or what I was looking for. And the trade would have been perfect. It just missed my entry. And that seems to be the continuing trend on these live streams, unfortunately. Just haven't been locking in profits. Been getting max run-ups of $1,000 plus. Price getting within a few points of my take profit and it missing and me not locking it in. But that's trading. Sometimes you just hit these walls where you're not executing like you should be executing. Yeah, Chuck, it was crazy because the price did nearly almost exactly what I laid out prior to price even getting there. I mean, it was as ideal as ideal gets. It just front ran my order, my buy limit order. Yet another reason why I hate limit orders. Well, guys, it looks like we're heading to 400. Let me see if there's an entry up here somewhere. I know I had a level. Let's go to 30 minute. Maybe a pullback to 280 for a possible long. But that might be gone already. I mean, VWAP's all the way down to 18,105 for me. That's just... Yeah, I don't... I mean, it's run away from us on these longs. I mean, I'm not going to take the long up here. I realize 400's 60 points away, but it might get really choppy as we get close to it. I'm just not going to play that game today. I mean, we still don't even have initial balance set. Let's see here. I mean, IBL will probably be 18,063. If we can get this pull back to 280, I don't mind it. Just don't know if we're going to get that deep of a pullback. Yeah, Chuck. I mean, you would expect, well, I would expect price to at least get to 380. That would constitute a solid rejection of 400 for me. That's why I have... So, if price were above this level, I would have the level at 420 to 400. For reference, this is something that I haven't told everybody. So like resistance, I usually do the 20 points below the actual level that I'm looking at. So in this case, 400. Because that's where I expect selling to start really pushing in to keep this thing under 400. Now, say price were above 400, I would have it 400 to 420, because this area from 400 to 420 is where I would expect buyers to step in to push it back higher, if that makes sense. So the tweaking of the levels is more or less something like that. That's why sometimes you see me flip it from the bottom to the top. I hope that helps. It keeps you out of the trouble. So you would only take shorts if price is below 400. You won't take a short if price is hanging out above 400 at all. Your entry won't be there. Yeah. And then your risk is defined. You know where to get out. If price breaks, 10 points above 400, you're out. You're out of that short. And you reassess. It's just a way to mitigate risk. I think even Albu has adapted to using, boxes, so to speak. It's a way to help you visually see what you're willing to risk and where your trade is no longer valid. Gives you a point of invalidation. Yeah, Albu. Yeah, honestly, Albu, since you've gone to the boxes, you've been trading a lot better. I do think it helps to visually see an area where you need. I mean, that's why I draw them on the way that I do. It does help. Yeah, it's hard to trade just a line. I mean, you can, but what? I mean, price floats around. And you just use the extremes as your confirmation. Pretty much. Or that, at least I do. Everybody's going to be different. Guys like Kevin have indicators that give them signals, and they place their limit orders right on those indicators, and it works well for them. Whatever works for you, use it. Everybody sees things differently. Kevin's been at this for a lot longer than I have. So his strategy has been developed over years and years and years and years. And he's a good trader. Yeah, that's all the 20 points is, Albu. Is You're defining your risk. I mean, in an ideal world, all your executions would be at the extremes of these so that you know exactly what you should be risking on the trade, give or take 5 points on either side. Yeah, Kevin. I mean, I'm like you. I have big targets. It's so rare when you catch the bottom of day or high of day. But it does happen. It seems like it happens to me, you know, once or twice a week. Because more often than not, the high or the bottom of the day is going to fall right on one of these levels. Or very close to. I mean, these days, Kev, 300-point moves seem to happen relatively quickly on the NQ. I mean, you see 50-point spikes in less than a second these days, these last few weeks. I think a lot of that has to do with how thin the books have been. You know, if you're watching at night and you see those 40-point spikes and then you look over at the heat map and the DOM and how staggered actual orders are through that whole area, it makes sense why price would just be flying through there. And you can see this big order up here at 400. That's the magnet. It just might chop its way there. And there's not a lot above currently. 450's got some. I'm sure 500's got a little bit. Yep, 500's got a little bit. Well, guys, thanks for hanging out. If you could smash that thumbs up button for me, I'd appreciate it. Mason, I know, would appreciate it. Well, might as well turn this box green at this point. I mean, that entire sell-off is gone. Sometimes it makes you wonder, like, why even have the sell-off then? You know? Because we are required to open on the 1 hour EMA. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Chuck, I mean, it's fairly obvious 200 was the level. If we were holding above 200, that was the next logical spot. Like I said, better analyst than I am a trader. Yeah, Chuck, it just, I mean, if, I don't know, it seems clear as day to me. I don't know why, but it does. Now, executing it is entirely different. Thanks, Nima. I don't mind the 380 short as long as we hold below. I expect some sort of resistance here at this 400 level. I don't expect it just to spike up through there, but we do still have that order sitting up there at 400. I would expect that to get traded at some point. But it might not give us that. I don't think we came all the way here to not go grab that. For 4,000 points. Well, I can only get 75, but I think we float 400. Ideally, what I'd like to see is a spike up to 420, a reclaim below 400, and hold below for the move back down. I mean, the jobless claims, at least from what I know, came in lower, which the market generally doesn't like. But we're not in exactly normal market conditions currently, so. Oh, yeah, I mean, if I'm posting I mean, come on. What would that be? 4,000 points? I mean, would that be a 200K trade? 20K? Let me do the math. My brain's not functioning properly. Let's see. Per contract, that'd be 80,000. $80,000 trade is what that would be. Per contract. Can you imagine? I mean, that's... You have 2 of those a year and you're set. You are set. Yeah, guys, I'm just waiting for this run of 400 to see what happens. If we hold above 400, we're probably heading to 500. Yeah, Phoenix. I mean, that's FU money. That's what that is. Those kind of trades are, I mean, that's the goal. But you obviously have to be trading a personal and be swinging positions to catch moves like that. Yeah, Dave, you say lots of wicks on the 15-minute. Let's take a look at it. Yeah. I mean, ideally at this point, what I would like to see... I'd like to see a pullback of some kind. It's hard to get in on these straight up moves. Like, it's hard to buy tops. Like, this 280 long would have been ideal, but it just never got there. Like, it just kept pushing. I think it pulled back to 300 maybe, just above 300. Yeah, because we were talking about it up in here. And it just never got there. It got to 290. So 450's got a block. You're starting to see more orders pop up there around 500 and a little above. This is normally about the time when you start seeing a reversal, though. I mean, VWAP is now at 18, 130, 140 almost. It's going to be hard to short into all this strength, though. I mean, guys, we're right back in the gap. Buyers are currently holding this market up. Even with that huge sell-off yesterday, we basically retraced that entire move. I mean, how we doing today, chat? We making money? Are we green? Are we red? Are we trading this? Nice, Mason. You're up 20 points. That's good. See, I like the shorts here. The only thing that's scaring me is the fact that we have a lot more liquidity to the top side than we do currently below. I'm not going to short into all this strength. I mean, look at all these green. Really since news. I mean, how good was this setup on news? Buy up. Come back. Basically 50% retracement of the news candle and then pump. I'm sure Kevin's got, well, that's 10 o'clock. He's probably in there saying that's the 10 o'clock pump. 10 a.m. up. Like, if we can create new lows here, come back up and test 380 and hold below 380, I don't hate the short. I mean, we should be able to get... It should come back into 300 if that happens. Didn't create new lows. Basically have a double top formed up here as well. Basically double top, double bottom on the 5-minute right now. Why 300 level? Because that's all I can make, Chuck. I can only make 75 points. All right, swept that double bottom by what? A point? You know, a couple points. No, literally like a point. like an entry a little closer to 80, please. I mean, are any of you longing this up here? Yeah, Chuck, I can't. All I can target is 75 points. At least with Top Step. If you're on an Apex account, you can target 150. But with the way the market's been lately, I don't know that like intraday trailing is going to get you. Maybe not today. Well, let's see. Say you took this 220 long. What does this run up on you? It's 283. So 60 points up. Come back down. It's 230. So 1,200, 1,000 into your trailing. And what do you got? So you're still alive, I guess. And then you get run up. Yeah, so this would be your trade. And you'd be done on an Apex eval. I know, Kev. Like, it's going to be hard. Nice, Cade. You caught 330 to 380. That's a good trade. That's 50 points. Yeah, Kev, it's going to be hard to long up here. I mean, what are we up on the day currently? Let's see here. Yeah, we're up almost 2.5%. I mean, %3 moves seem the norm over the last couple weeks. Hey, Rabba. Welcome. It's looking like we're just going to continue to grind, but I need a pullback. And it's just not giving us that. No, price is, I mean, that's where we're going. Chuck, we're going to 450. So we got a few more joiners here. We're up to 24 people in here. I mean, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Working on 11 out of 13 5-minute green candles right now. That's hard to buy up here. 1 second, guys. I'll be right back. Remember to hydrate. Yeah, guys, drink that water. Yeah, Donna, Albu did have 18,432. It's gonna be hard to short up here. It's gonna be really hard to short up here into all this strength, though. See if we can get a delta flip. Guys, down at the bottom, if I obviously zoom in, this is delta on the bottom, and this is trades placed, so volume. You can see volume is starting to slowly dissipate. We're still relatively high on volume. Come down to 380, come back up to 400 and hold below. I don't hate the short, but I would need that to get a short entry. But I'm also not going to be buying up here. Yeah, Donna, I mean, I might have to scalp. I don't like doing it. I'd rather wait for the A+ entry. But we're starting to see Delta pick up to the sell side here. It finally flipped. Any break back above 400 and I won't engage the short just yet. See what's going on the 1 minute over here. See, buyers are still, they're trying to flip it green. They did flip it green. I do still think that 450 is on the table. Kevin, if you're still here, have you got into any trades today? Have you taken anything? Are you just sitting on hands? Yeah, Chuck, it could just be choppy up into there. Sometimes what they like to do is front run these prices, these big block orders, because they know we're all seeing the same thing. Well, at least if you have level 2. We're all seeing that big block order as a draw. So institutions will try to keep it under that if they want price to go back down. Yeah, Kev, I don't know. I mean, we had good long setups. You know, we could have taken this 18,100 reclaim. The 2 to 220 in here is kind of sketch because you never really got... There wasn't a clean entry, let's put it that way. Even looking at the 1 minute, there's not. It's all this in that area. So you were kind of, if you were long at this 200 to 220 area, it was kind of FOMO. I guess if you had a 280 to 300 level in there, you'd have a break and retest and hold. But nothing really concrete. It's just been straight up. Straight up. Like, I guess you could take this move as a break, retest, and hold at 380, but you're right at the gap. Right at the gap. And because my analysis is based on the higher time frames, I know people were really questioning me yesterday as to why I was leaning long side. It's all a matter of timing. Because my analysis is higher time frames, sometimes I might be off by a day or two. But it doesn't negate my analysis. Like, I still believe that if we get above 18,500 and are holding, we're going to go to 18,800. It's as simple as that. When that happens, I don't know. Nobody knows. But inevitably, that is going to be the target for upside movement. And it's fairly clear. I mean, obviously sellers will try to keep us below that at all costs, but Yeah, Chuck. I mean, we're coming into the last half hour before London close. Generally, you do see an attempt at a move in the opposite direction of the way we were trending leading into London close. But it very well could just as easily push strongly up to 500. Like I said, I'd want to see a new low here, like down into like 360, possibly even 350, come back up to 380, and reject 380 for the short. You have to see some sort of like break in trend, break in structure. Currently, we're just holding this trend line. So you would need to see a break, come back, test, and reject. But this is normally how my trading days go, guys. They're usually pretty boring. They're usually pretty boring. There was nothing that I could really do down here, and this was the only entry, really. And Mason, if you're still here, I'm sorry. You're going to have a really long video to comb through for content. Although I guess if I don't find a trade, there's not going to be much content anyway. Yeah, MacBot's always getting overtime, Cade. Always. The guy works his tail off. But yeah, Chuck, in theory, this would be a break, retest, hold of 380 currently. But we're just up so much on the day, it's so hard to buy that. But it does seem like that would be the stair step for the next move up. If that happens. If this level holds, we're probably going to 500. Amazing. Yeah. I mean, luckily you've been watching the stream, so you know about where you're probably looking. So it shouldn't be. I mean, let's face it, I need to get in a trade to have any content anyway. What price is holding up? Delta looks to be holding up. Let's try it. Let's target these highs. ES is starting to roll over. I might have to kill this. I expected ES to go and at least run 53.30. Starting to see sellers come in. Probably get stopped out here. Well, guys, yet another day, another loss. Stupid trade. Yep, just enough to take me out, and now watch this thing run. I picked possibly the worst area to get involved, though. And that was a nearly $700 loss. Yeah, these 50Ks just aren't it. Well, there's the 400 short that I was talking about. Yeah. And down moves just happen so fast that if you're just not anticipating them, you're not catching them. Just trading really poorly right now. And I wish I had an explanation for it, but I don't. It's not like I'm nervous or... I mean, I sat there and waited 2 hours for that entry. An hour and a half. Into all that strength I bought. But yeah, Chuck, that's why we don't go chasing those magnets really like that. The tops of those moves. I mean, they front ran that by what? like 12 points, 11 points. Liquidity grab. So liquidity grab would have been the move above 400 here. If it continues to sell off. You know, it grabbed all this extra sell orders up here to get the move back down. Just like this down here below 18,080. This would be considered a liquidity grab. You know, run the actual level by a few points to boost. Gather as much of these buyers as possible for the move. Or get the shorts to exit. Yeah, see, now my Dom's gone here on the heat map. I don't know why it does that. I only have $300 here to play around with. So let's just nice, Dave. It's a good catch. I mean, this consolidation was rough. Right there at 400, but it makes sense. It's a big level. Yeah, the sad part is yeah, Chuck, I mean, I basically said what I wanted to see and I just missed it. I tried longing it instead of shorting it. You know, they always tell you don't fight the trend. Well, clearly the trend was up today. But it's almost like, what constitutes trend anymore? Is this just range? You know, is this no longer trend? Or is this just the rejection of the trend, the uptrend line here to the downside? Like something like, Whoops. Sorry, guys. You can see my levels. Something like that. You know, obviously you've got the post and the bear flag sitting right here at 500, really 400. But either way, you're still, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Chuck. So bear flag. I don't really trade candlestick patterns, but or candlestick formations. But in theory, what they say for the bear flag is you have a post, you have an area of consolidation up into a point. And so basically the flag would look like what I just drew there. You know, something like, I mean, it's kind of hard to draw with the volatility right now, but something like this. In fact, this one would probably be, jeez. Give me a second. I gotta somehow grab this yellow line. Be something like this. You know, I'll try to extend this out so you can see it a little bit better. But see, technically we're back inside the flag. I guess we could even move this up a little bit. Something like that. So yeah, so price is holding below the bottom of the bear flag. Your entry ideally would be once it breaks this bottom, would be the ideal short. So like somewhere around here, 280 or so yesterday would have been the short entry for pattern traders. And it would have given you all the way down to 740. Does that help? You know, you've got the post to the flag coming down like this. You've got the retest. And then what pattern traders do is they'll wait for this to break and trade it down. But all we've done is churned right back into the bottom of that bear flag, so yeah, roughly. You know, it's an area of consolidation upwards, flat line, a flag, a pennant formation for the bear side. A bull flag would be the opposite, where like price has moved up drastically, it consolidates down into a certain price, tested a bunch, bounces off it a bunch, and then breakout for continuation of the trend. And what do I do, guys? You know? I mean, do I take the same stupid trade that I lost on? I mean, think about this. Price is currently above where I got stopped out at. I don't know if I have... Chuck, I don't know if I have enough drawdown to really execute. I mean, I would definitely... I mean, look at this. Oh, my goodness. I mean, I don't need a break. We're just coming on lunch hour where things generally slow down. I mean, you can see volume slowly dying off here. Yeah, I mean, I've got about $295 in drawdown. I think we go higher. See, my trade would be positive right now. I mean, my trade would be positive right now. Nice, Cade. Congrats. Well done. Pass your first combine. Very, very well done. Yeah, Albu. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the answer is in this volatility. I'm half tempted just to hit it and hope. And I know it's dumb, but I think we're going higher. Yeah. Yeah, Martin. That's where I'm at with these things. Like this. Like, just take the 400 long and hope it doesn't come back 15 points kind of deal. You know, let's just go target. Let's go target 480. And if it hits my daily loss, it hits my daily loss. 'Cause I don't know what the answer is. Yeah, Robin, you should just fade me these days. At least on these live streams, you should fade me. I mean, I'm fully expecting to take the L here. Fully expecting to take the L. No, I mean, if I can guarantee I get stopped out here. Yep, there it is. This is how bad the slippage is on a 50K account, just to show you guys. Only supposed to be able to lose $1,000. I just lost 1,080. I've had times during this little stretch where it's been almost $1,200 loss. But yeah, it just slips you on these things. So technically going into tomorrow on this thing, I've only now have $911 drawdown because I caught 4 points of slippage. Well, that's going to be it for me on the live stream today, guys. You just saw what the balance was on this thing. This will be the last go that I have at a 50K. It's nearly impossible to trade in these market conditions on that kind of drawdown, unless I want to go to micros, which I don't really want to do. Oh, of course you're gonna pump now. Of course you are. Thanks, Rabba. Yeah, it's all copyright free music off of Upbeat. Yeah, I'm glad you're learning, Chuck. I mean, that's what we're all here for. Well, guys, I mean, obviously I'll be continuing to trade the rest of the day. If you want to chat, we can chat in Discord. I'll be hanging out in there. I'm gonna go get a bite to eat, and I'll see y'all back here tomorrow morning. Later.